people of the United States have had a land of plenty. We had resources to burn, and we burnt them. And while we were throwing away, the Axis was picking up. Germany and Japan scrimped while we squandered. Today we need many of those common things we used to throw away. We need them desperately. We're in a total war. Every home, every business, every farm is in that war. Every man, woman, and child. We've got to learn to save as our enemies did. We've got to follow a new way of life, a war way of life. I'm going to take you into one of our secret defense plants. Here you see men making tanks. For these we must have steel, copper, tin, aluminum, brass, and rubber. Here you'll get the truth. We haven't enough rubber for our tanks.
Well, Charlie, this is one of the last rubber tracks we'll get.
That's right.
If we don't get rubber, we'll have to stop making good tanks.
Because we haven't enough rubber for our tanks, we have to use steel treads. We also need rubber tires for jeeps and planes. They require a vast amount. We can't dream up new rubber for them. We must rely more heavily on scrap rubber, your scrap rubber. Much of it lies idle in the home. People still haven't got the habit of salvaging old rubber. See what you can find in medicine chests, hot water bottles. In the kitchen, you can dig up ice trays. Around the house, pick up all sorts of rubber accessories. Some of us haven't rubber. Practically all of us have fats. Fats make nitroglycerins for shells and for industrial uses. Let me show you a plant where shells are made. Here's a foreman at one of our arsenals. He knows the need for fats and nitro.
These sheets of powder are made of nitroglycerin. We've got to have fats to make them.
With fats, our housewives can add to our armaments instead of to our garbage pails. Save the grease from cooking, deep fats, pan drippings, broiler drippings. The housewife strains this into a tin container holding at least a pound. She keeps this in the icebox till it is full. If it spoils, it loses nitroglycerin value. Then she takes it to her butcher. He acts as collector of fats. He buys it from her at the fixed government price. The fats then go into the making of nitroglycerin. And the nitro from 2 pounds of fat means 5 shots from an anti-tank gun. Shells call for an immense amount of steel scrap. Without it, our steel plants must shut down. Half of the steel in every warship is made from scrap, the stuff you call junk. We must get this junk into our steel mills. Ask the foreman of this rolling mill about steel scrap.
It takes over 700 carloads of scrap to keep this mill going full blast every month.
Farms have untouched sources of steel scrap. Clearing out the junk can make each barnyard a small munitions dump in itself. Barns hold discarded lawnmowers, pails, rakes, hoes, shovels, cans, and farm tools. 10 pails contain the amount of steel used to make 1 mortar. The steel in 10 stoves equals the steel in a scout car. An anti-aircraft gun can be made from 252 lawnmowers. This shows what the farmer can do with his old plows and harrows. Right now, I want to clear up some of the confusion about tin cans. At present, we want them only in those sections of the country where we have plants that can handle them, generally near big cities. We are building more tin can plants. As fast as they are ready, we will let you know through your newspaper and your local salvage committee. But if your local salvage committee does not ask for tin cans, please do not bring them in. Let me repeat, do not bring in your tin cans until the call goes out. When we want them, the housewife can readily prepare them for salvage. After she washes off the label, she cuts away the top and bottom. Next, she flattens the can with her foot. Then she adds it to her collection. Much scrap of all kinds is still waiting to be gathered in. Old dishes, old pots and pans, knives and forks. You have hidden treasures in your home. Right now it is more precious to your country than gold. A home salvage job is not a one-day affair. It must be done 1 day a week and every week till we win this war. Don't be upset if you see big stockpiles of junk. They're kept for reserve supplies, and nobody is getting rich from large junk heaps. Prices are fixed by your government. Take every bit of scrap you have to an official salvage depot, to gas stations, to tire dealers, to auto dealers. These official salvage depots are being maintained for the duration. If you are not near a salvage depot, call a charity or a junk dealer. Get the scrap moving. That's the important point. Women helped win the American Revolution by melting down their pewter dishes for bullets. Women today can play a similar role. So can the men and the children. Boy Scouts will help you. So will the American Legion and other public-spirited organizations. Saving is as easy as squandering. You give us the scrap. We'll turn it into tanks. We'll turn it into planes. We'll turn it into jeeps. We'll turn it into guns. Then our fighting men will have enough and on time.